Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Andrea Hill. I am a project manager for the Consortium RITA.
Could you say what lab you were part of when you were in the chemistry department, and when did you graduate from McGill?
I did my bachelor's degree in food science. As part of my bachelor degree, I did a research project in Professor Auclair's lab, working on the immobilization of P450 enzyme. And afterwards, I did a research project with Professor Boley, working on the degradation products of hematin anhydride.
What did you do right after graduating from McGill bachelor's?
Okay, so this is where, so I was lucky while I was doing my undergrad, I was able to also do some grunt work, but amazing grunt work at a biotech company that was nearby. It was Geminex Pharmaceuticals. So it was really great to support some of my organic chemistry knowledge, and they let me do some research projects there. And they closed, and the project with Professor Boley came to an end. I was a little uncertain on what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to travel. So I waitressed for a year, so I was able to travel. And while waitressing for that year, I made money, and then I applied to grad school and spent some time thinking about what I'd want to do.
What made you switch over to food science for your PhD?
I took from my undergraduate research projects what I liked, and I really, really, really liked enzyme immobilization. I had an interest in applying chemistry as well, so I was trying to find something a little bit more directed. So I was just taking a look at the different programs everywhere, and I applied to a few different ones, but I found food science. And food science is very chemistry based, or there's also a lot of biotechnology. And I was actually able to work in enzymology and work on a enzyme immobilization plus project. So it was kind of exactly what I wanted.
What made you decide you did not want to continue to academia?
I would like to continue to academia, but not now. I always thought I needed more experience before going back to academia. All my professors had all these great industrial examples, all these things taken from life. They had such a diverse background, and I didn't think I could do that now. So I really wanted to gain experience, but I really would love to run a research lab at one point in my life.
Could you please briefly explain what you do at Consortium RITA?
It's a lot of communication, it's a lot of partnering, but it's a lot of understanding the research and maybe translating it. Well, definitely a lot of translating French English, but it's a lot of communication, because we work with our academic research partners who do perform the research, but we ensure that they're meeting targets. We ensure that the information is synthesized for the industrial partners, and really try to help foster that connection. So they do the research, but we help facilitate it.
Do you think there are a lot of transferable skills between graduate studies and the work you're doing now?
Yes, I would say there's quite a few transferable skills. It's a lot of organization. I did have to do a lot of communication in my grad studies, a lot with my supervisor, a lot with partners. I was very lucky in grad school to have many collaborators, and it was a lot of communication between them, and that's been continued. And a lot of analysis of how the research is done. So just being very critical, having a critical eye for how things are being accomplished. Same like reading research papers, being critical of that.
What would be one key piece of feedback you would give us grad students who don't know what to do after grad school?
I would say just focus on what you enjoy doing. Try to really be critical of what part of grad school you like, what skills, what tasks you like, and why, and try to analyze the skills associated with that in a broader sense. Do I like manipulating this? Why do I like doing that? Because I get to interact with XYZ, and just try to find the basis for that, so you can maybe generalize it and take that general idea and apply that when you're looking for another position.
What was your most favorite experience while doing grad studies?
I had a really great time doing my graduate studies. I always like to tell people it's the one chance in your life you get to do research on exactly what you want to research. So just enjoy it, because it's an awesome experience. Besides having great lab mates and a great lab environment, what I was really, really lucky for was awesome opportunities. I mentioned I had collaborators. I got to go visit my collaborators and have internships. So I had 3 international internships. One was for 3 months in Spain, working with a group that specialized in enzyme immobilization. That's all they did. It was all focused, and I was my supervisor's one student, and he's a big expert in the field. The science was great, the friends were great, the travel was great. It was just probably one of the best times of my life. It was wonderful. It was such a fulfilling experience. And I got great papers out of it.
If you could give yourself a piece of advice when you were a grad student, what would you tell yourself?
I would say believe in myself more, think myself more worthwhile than I did at the time. Looking back, I thought I should have been so much more organized, more further ahead, known what I wanted. And I look back and I'm like, I was so young. It was okay. I should have just believed in myself, taken more chances and done things, because I felt like a failure all the time. They say it's, imposter syndrome. It's so real. Just no one knows. And if they do know, that's great for them, but it doesn't mean you're less. So just take chances and believe in yourself.
Thank you, Andrea, for being part of this.
Thanks for involving me. This is fun.